I recorded the podcast last night, and I may have said some things that are going to hurt feelings as far as Peeler. I was very upset with Peeler. Peeler stood me up on our segment, BP's Complaining Corner. He's going to come on. I was really excited that we were going to complain, and it was going to be funny because we both suck. And he bailed, as you'll find out in the video. I say some things. Peeler is one of my best friends. I say that also in the video. So, Peeler, if you're watching this now, continue to watch. Just take it as good, hard fun. Also, I'm very mopey the whole fucking time, okay? And you got to understand how I felt last night. It was one of the worst feelings. I still feel like shit. I woke up feeling sick, like I got a cold and shit. I don't know if that has anything to do with the win, or the loss, I should say. But yeah, so just apologies. I thought about re-recording the whole thing. I slept last night like shit, and I thought it was just bad, but fuck it. I don't have time to fucking do that shit again. So welcome back, everybody, to the Boys Fantasy Football podcast that only talks about our league. Real quick, we're recapping week 9. We're on to week 10. Going to address something, obviously, that happened is I fucking lost tonight. And I'm going to save this for BP's Complaining Corner. But the game just got done wrapping. I just finished up. It did not go my way, and we'll get into that later. I am extremely pissed off right now. There's several things that have pissed me off. Peeler is going to join me for Complaining Corner. Win or lose, I felt like it was going to be great content. He lost, I lost, and even if I won, me and him going at it, talking shit, I thought it would have been funny, but Peeler bails on me last second, tells me he cannot make it. You're at home. You're on the couch. He threw me every excuse like I'm making dinner. I'm fucking busy. He says I'm busy. It's 8:30 and watching the Chargers. Chargers won. Now fucking have a phone call with your friend. Piss me off. And I'm going to just fucking unleash on him a little bit later. Real quick, getting into the show, I'm going to try to keep positive vibes because I do think it was a fun week across the league. And I did write all this. I swear to God, I didn't write or think like I was going to win. Like I was up 40 points. I knew I had a fucking tough haul tonight. I knew it going into the week it was going to be a tough game. And so I come up with the idea because it started with Donald, who's also a guest on the show. He says he can record tonight. And I was like, great, let's do that. And then I figured, okay, well, I got Monday night players. Like, let's just record the whole thing tonight. Like, fuck it, let's just go. And then I can edit tomorrow and drop it for you boys on Tuesday. Fuck it. I'm not even going to be able to talk with that. Okay. I figure, yeah, let's just record this. Let's get some live instant reaction. Not give me all day Tuesday to come up and listen to podcasts and come up with things to say. Let's just go and feel it from the heart. And so, yeah, I'm trying that, and I do have some cool edits. My wife is working on them for the segments. When the segments start, little things like that. So I am excited because I did see those, and I thought they looked cool. So I have time to edit tomorrow. But Peeler can fuck himself, fucking bitch. Vibe check. We're going to talk about vibe check, gossip, BP's Complaining Corner, as always. Trade talk. Feeling myself. Zach starts of the week. God God, I need to make an edit. You did that fucking last week, dude. And then we got week 10 matchup preview and loser of the week. That just happened. And the guy who is loser of the week is not fucking happy right now. So let's start off vibe check. Like I said, it was a good week. Not only because I had the closest potential at winning that I've had so far. It was a lot of like, BP, you're fucking wrong about everything. And a little bit of back and forth. Like, I'm starting to get like a lot of interaction, like people remembering things I say on the pod. Not that I'm after that. Certainly not seeking that. But it is kind of cool to stir up the conversation, such as me calling Donald the fraud and him just going on a tear right after that. And then I say Braden's team's a fucking wagon, watch out for it, and then it lays a complete dud and loses this week. My mind operates like, I watch a ton of football. I watch like 24 hours of football this weekend, college and NFL. We all do, okay? I'm not cool for that. I actually feel like a piece of shit for that sometimes, but it's what we do. I take fantasy football very seriously, too seriously, for being as bad as I am. I'd like to think everyone else is as serious, even though Jared didn't even watch the game tonight. He had a chance to win. Apparently, he thought he didn't. He went on a fucking run, watching Netflix. He does this shit all the time. He fucking starts his guys, belittles you when you try to make trades with him, and then doesn't watch the fucking games, doesn't watch an ounce of football all week long. Whatever. I also watch a ton of content. I watch a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of fucking everything. The big names, I watch the ESPN shit, not fucking Pat McAfee, fuck himself. And then I watch a lot of Barstool. I watch a lot of dumb commentary about the games. I take all that in, and then I formulate my own opinions. So if anybody thinks that like I'm regurgitating fucking facts and shit like that, sure, I'm listening to like bold points, and then I fucking develop them, stir it up in my brain, mix them around with what I see and what I like, and then that's where my opinions come from. So when I say stuff like Donald's team's a fraud, it's because I don't like Dak Prescott one bit. And that's the formula that I use to make my opinions. I don't even know how I got going on that. I'm so fucking rattled right now. Like, I'm shaking. I'm shaking. The fucking nicotine's hitting my bloodstream. I'm so upset right now. Like, oh my God. I can't fathom like how this shit happens to me. But I do myself zero favors. My team stinks. And fuck. Anyways, gossip. All right, welcome back for Gossip segment. We have a new number one team. Donald has 5 more points than Austin in the points for category. Both 7-2, so Donald is going to move up to 1. Austin's been number 1 for a couple weeks now, and no longer anymore. He's down to number 2. Mr. Slices and Dices his team up and made a pretty massive trade, brought in 3 new starters to his lineup. It paid off, but he ended up losing. So he scores 122 to a red-hot Donald, and Donald beat him. Donald is on a tear again. I mentioned that earlier, but I said how he was fraudulent, and he no longer is. He scored 160 and 130 and was the top scorer this week. Dakota gets back in the winning column, moving to 6-3. He has the second highest season points for. After the big trade, he looks stronger than they performed. Devontae still didn't do anything. Ultimately, his major thing that he brought in on that trade, he brought in Debo and Vontae, and Vontae still doesn't seem to be like a fantasy stud right now, but he should be okay. I still think so. I know I was making a strong push for him. So looks to make a strong playoff push with Debo and JJ on standby. He had Dallas Goedert get injured, but he still has Fergie on the bench. So what a nice thing to be able to plug and play top 10 tight end. Adam is a problem right now. He is the deepest team. I been anointing like Justin as a very deep team. He has been using his depth, and now he's in a bit of trouble. We'll talk about that later, but actually we'll talk about it next. But Adam's team is very good. He's finally got Eckler. Like, Eckler's all the way back, being a stud. You know, like, when you looked at Adam's team earlier in the year, it was because he didn't have Eckler, and you were like, well, he has like no star power. Well, if you scroll down a little bit, you see Austin Eckler sitting there ready to go, and Eckler's back, and his team looks good. T. Higgins is now scoring points again, and you know, he could be on a way to make a run here. Zach pulls off a win after a down week. He pulls off a win with a down week. Excuse me. Justin just couldn't get it done. I think he scored like 110 points, which, you know, Zach had pretty much everybody in there except for Puka with a real good situation, but everybody else was fine. He made a trade for Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor scores some good points, and still, you know, he puts up a beatable week. Justin just couldn't get it done. He has tons of decent names. Names preseason should be playing good, and they're just not. They're just not getting it done. At this point, you have to consider benching Bijan. And that's not a wild take. You know, it really isn't at all. I don't know if anybody else is really saying that, and I don't know if Justin ever would actually consider that. But, like, you actually have to look at what he's not getting the fucking ball. Like, it has nothing to do with, he just needs to break one. He needs to get it going. No, he's all talented, but his fucking coach refuses to play him, and I don't think he even cares and is actually knowing that the fantasy community is hating on him and saying, fuck you, I don't give a damn. I read something like Arthur Smith's dad is like a billionaire. He is the owner of FedEx. Tidbit. Tyler pulls off the upset over Austin. Despite nothing from Cooper Kupp, Brown and both of his running backs balled the fuck out. Balled out by saying 18, 19 points. To me, that's balled out because I never see that out of my lineup. You know, Austin does what he always does, puts up consistent numbers. He scored 110 points, I believe. But ultimately, Lamar let him down. He got nothing from his flex. He had Kirk on bye. Christian Kirk, and I thought that flex spot killed him. I don't remember who he had in there, but they didn't put up well, like 1.9 points or something like that. And then after talking him up, Braden lays an egg. That's just the common theme. That's just what I fucking do. I don't have an eye for this shit, and I pick things and they're wrong, and I pick good things to say, and those are also wrong. And, you know, I fucking can't do it. I'm not able to. And then Jared, you know, pulling off a win against me. I'll talk about that in a minute. Jared gets back on the winning side of things. Fucking bitch. And then Peeler pulls off another loss. So, you know, we'll get to it. BP's Complaining Corner up next. All right, welcome back to the show. BP's Complaining Corner. I have on here special guest Peeler. As we know from my opening, Peeler is a little fucking bitch faggot and will not. I'm just checking my phone. Said, call me if you change your mind. Nope, didn't change his mind. He's busy. At fucking 9:22. Fucking bitch. 8:22 your time. Arizona doesn't play that fucking shit. So going into this week, this is just going to be all about me complaining, okay? Like it has been in the past. I thought I was going to have a good guest. Again, fuck him. I knew it was going to be a rough Monday night. I looked at the matchups, as we all do. I looked at the times everyone's playing, and I seen Jared had Keenan Allen and Chargers defense going into Monday night, and I was done on Sunday night. It was our whole flow of that game was completely off. He had all his players play in the morning. I had all my players on Sunday. He had all his players play in the morning. All my players played Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. So it was back and forth, and I said, okay, like the flow of it was, all right, I need to get up going in. I need to be up 30, 40 points. Turns out I was up 40 points. I was up 39.8 points going into Monday night. For all he had was Chargers defense and Keenan Allen. Rooting for the Jets offense, rooting for Zach Wilson to score a touchdown. I knew it was going to be miserable. I didn't fathom how painful and how miserable. Like, it was miserable from the first snap of the game. And then I'm like, come on. Just need Chargers defense to suck. I really can't do much about Keenan Allen, to be honest. I have Sauce Gardner in my corner, but if he gets 20, I just can't have a 20-point performance from his defense. They scored 26 points. It was the worst thing I've ever had to watch. Like, I don't know. I think I put this as like my baddest beat of all time. Like, yeah, I could get mad and say my team, but like now looking back at just all the little things that my team did along the way, and when you're up, like I was up, so every single point mattered. Where I was like, okay, I need to be up, give myself a cushion, and I did that. But now looking back, it's like it just wasn't enough. My team stinks again and again and again. I try to say my team is due and be positive, and enough of this fucking single digit and teens of scoring. Like, I need a 30-point scorer. Like, who's going to be my 30-point scorer? I had none. I didn't even have a 20-point scorer this week. My highest scorer was my defense with the Raiders. Highest scorer was 19 points. Everyone else sucks. Mostly Saquon. DJ Moore hasn't done shit since his 50-point game. Like, there's just no one I can look to that has got me. And like, I went all in this week to, I traded CJ Stroud. What a fucking miserable person I am. Like, trading CJ Stroud to get another mediocre player in Michael Pittman. Like, I'm doing this to myself. And Jared just doesn't even care. I do so much fucking work for it. And I honestly, I just want to give up. Like, I'm fucking like, feel like I'm just like doing everything wrong. Like, you start going into like, dude, I'm watching so much football and caring so much about this shit. And like, are you missing out on being a dad? Are you doing all that shit? Like, not to be fucking gay. Oh, sorry, that was gay for me to say. It's just, this one hurts. The other weeks didn't hurt this bad. And this one feels like just fucking put a fork in it. And Peeler lost too. So the fight isn't over. And Braden has two guys next week that are on bye. Jalen Hurts and Travis Kelce. I don't have anybody on bye, but my team sucks. So like, what do I'll get excited and I'll try my best, and I'm going to try to go all in this week again. If I have to make trades, I will. I'll do every single thing I can. But everything I do fucking stink. And then Zach Moss, he's finally done. He has been a top 5 running back in the last 5 weeks. If you add up the last 5 weeks, he has been a top 5 running back. The 2 weeks that I've played him, he has scored under 7 points. This week he scored 2. The other 3 weeks he's went off. Like, I've never gotten that satisfaction from Zach Moss, and now he's done. The target share is officially went to fucking Jonathan Taylor, and I'm cooked. I'm absolutely fucking done with Zach Moss. He's done. So, I got to plug and play Sutton in there. Whatever. Enough about my team. I couldn't be more upset with the state of affairs on my team right here. I changed my league. I changed my team name to... I don't even... just bad for me. Protect the Shield, because that's what I'm going to do. All I care about is this league and how the league is doing by doing a podcast, by talking about the league all the time. Everyone does care about this league, so that's all I care about, is making this league great. Welcome back to Trade Talk. Zach traded Breece Hall and Kyler Murray for Jacoby Myers and Jonathan Taylor from Peeler. Zach said, as much as it sucked to trade Breece, because I think he is awesome, I got back a back that is top 3 running back potential on any given week, Jonathan Taylor. And also Jacoby Myers, who has been solid all year and helped my depth. I gave up Kyler, who I was never going to play over Allen anyways. Also, the Colts are much better offense than the Jets, which means more touchdown opportunities for Taylor. Peeler said, I think I'm just addicted to trading and need a QB. So I took a gamble on Kyler, who didn't play. And I think Breece and Johnny are neck and neck, in my opinion. Zach Moss still getting looks, also did not sit right with me. Well, that didn't turn out to be quite true, did it, Peeler? Dakota, this was the big one of the week. If you've seen my video, I posted it to this channel. I broke down a little bit of the trade, kind of from my point of view, because I was involved in these trades as well. Dakota traded Deontay Johnson, Gus Edwards, Jerome Ford to Mr. for Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, and Brian Robinson. He also, at the very same time, traded Michael Pittman and Jerry Jeudy to me for Deebo Samuel and CJ Stroud. Dakota's comments were, oh boy, Team Sneaky made a splash this weekend. Looking at the schedule and where I was positioned, much better than previous years. I hadn't sniffed the playoffs, let alone grasped a championship appearance in many years. I decided to go all in and make a few blockbuster trades to try and solidify my hopeful playoff run. First trade with BP. I wasn't looking to trade at all, but BP was adamant about getting a deal done. This was realistically one of his best chances to get him out of 12th place with a win. All of Jared's lines were on a bye. BP just needed to plug a few holes. We were working a deal that would net me CJ Stroud and Deebo in return for BP getting MPJ, Michael Pittman Jr., and Jerry Jeudy. CJ Stroud would fill in my bye, Trevor Lawrence, and I could take the chance on Deebo since he was hurt and on a bye. And in return, BP would have a wide receiver 1 to play this week. Now, just as we were about to get the deal done, Mr. bangs my line with a juicier trade that included MPJ, Jerome Chubb, and Gus Bus. And in return, I would get JJ, Devontae, Kyle Pitts, and B-Rob. Again, not looking to move my roster too much, but Mr. needed to make a move. There just came a point where he could no longer wait for the production to come back, whether a bad play or from injuries. So after going back and forth, we agreed upon DJ, Gus, and Jerome Chubb for Devontae, JJ, and B-Rob. I essentially gave up all my running back depth and a solid borderline 1 for a shot at a potential all-star wide receiver room for the playoffs. Diggs, Jefferson, and Adams, and still retain Mike Evans and Deebo. This was a risk I am willing to take, even though the production might not happen right away, which happened. Knowing this could totally backfire and Devontae doesn't pan out because the Raiders are in shambles, or if JJ doesn't play again this year, I still had the core of my team intact and wouldn't be completely decimated. After some phone calls and some text, We got it done, and I accepted both trades simultaneously in hopes everyone got what they wanted. Hell of a fucking breakdown, buddy. Like that was definitely better. Well said, better than my video. I thought that broke it down phenomenally. I'll give my comments after. The Mister said, I understand the outside looking in. I gave up two number one receivers, arguably top 5 guys, but I had to win now. And if I waited out Jetta's getting back, I would have him for 1 week. And Vontae is getting fucked by the organization. And I couldn't sit around and watch that shit anymore. I got Jerome Ford and Gus Edwards, 2 starting running backs on run-heavy teams, way better than the B-Rob, who I love as a player, just not a fantasy guy. And Royce Freeman, who's on a clown show of a team in the Rams. So a definite upgrade there. I gotta start reading these and proofreading. Didn't have to take that shot, dude. I'm a dead man. I'm dead. I'm already dead. Don't fucking push the dead body. The body's still warm. Finally, Deontay Johnson, who's the only person Kenny Pickett throws to. He's coming off double-digit targets, first game back, and I'm sure there will be more. I will miss my wide receivers, but I think I upgraded and where I need to push for that last playoff spot. And then that's it on that trade. My comments on it was, I didn't think CJ was going to do that, but I fucking didn't. I was like 15, 18 points, like, I can afford to lose that, pick up a waiver guy, and I pick up Gardner Minshew, scored 9 points. Obviously, if I don't make that trade, I win. But fuck. Pittman got a lot of targets. He didn't score a touchdown. He got a lot of targets. He did what I wanted him to do. Apparently, I really want 12-point scorers, and that's what he gave me. So, I think looking at that trade in general, I thought both teams, like, it worked for Mister. Mister got more points. He ran into a complete buzzsaw in Donald right now, and ultimately, I think that's the only reason he lost. I think he would have beat a lot of other teams this week. And then Dakota, he does have a team built for playoffs. His wide receiver stack is insane, with 2 guys on the bench that if they come back, he's going to have a really tough start-sit situation. His running backs still look okay because he's got Swift and guy coming back from a bye this week. Forgot. Sorry. And then the last trade of the week, I don't even know if it's worth mentioning. Kyle and Donald swapped Rondale Moore for Jaden Reed. Kyle got the Jaden Reed side. Donald said it was just for fun to help Peeler lose again this week. And then Kyle sent the paper bag meme when I reached out for comment. So he is paper bag, and I'm the guy sitting next to him in the paper bag. Like we fucking suck. I think Peeler did that trade ultimately because it was a Packers wide receiver and they were playing the Rams, and he just thought he could talk that little bit of extra shit to me if he happened to go off. Like, he's like, if I'm going to take a shot, I'm going to also, like, try to dig at fucking BP too. Yeah. I shouldn't be so fucking mean to people. I love that guy, but at the same time, I fucking hate him. He came out for Remy's birthday, and I fucking appreciate him for that. He's a good friend, but he's a terrible fantasy football person, and I don't like him very much right now. Welcome to Feeling Myself, where I bring on a guest. He's going to talk a little bit of shit. I actually had a really great conversation with Donald. Donald scored 133.96 points this week. He is the top scorer of this week. Like I said, he is on a absolute tear, and he deserves every bit of it. And I bring him on, and we have a great conversation. So, welcome on, Donald. Feeling Myself. Glad to have you on this segment.
Thanks.
I have a feeling that you might actually talk some shit. I don't know
We'll
if the
see.
last two of these, it didn't really turn into that. Just more of me like, hey, what's up, buddy? How are you? So you said, what's up, man? How are you? When I came in, and I said, not good, because
Yeah.
the fucking Chargers defense just scored off of a punt return. That
To the
fucking
apartments.
sucked.
To the apartments.
Are you rooting for me to lose?
No,
You just don't care.
I'm
Table
actually,
crew.
I'm gonna shout out Table Crew, but yeah, rooting for Table Crew right now.
Okay. Donald, the floor is yours, man. You have been feeling yourself for a long time. I've called you overrated. I've called Dak Prescott many mean names.
Yeah, we know.
Go ahead.
No, this year's it's been fun. It's always fun when you're winning, right? But I know I know the feeling that you guys have in being in last. I did it back-to-back years, so it's not like it's something that I'm new to. I've done it before, but no, it's always nice to have some fantasy wins, have some fantasy studs. This year, I've been grinding out some wins. I only got low score once this year. Trying to go for my second this week, so I'm hoping Herbert and Eckler.
You did get low score?
High score. I got high score once. My bad.
Okay, because I don't remember you ever having low score.
No, high score once. I'm hoping Eckler and Herbert don't do shit for Augie. But
you've got a chance tonight for sure.
Yeah,
your team went off. After I said we weren't going to see 170 points out of you again. You've continued. You went 160, now 140.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, you called the team a fraud. They heard you loud and clear in the back, and they was like, "All right, we gonna rise up like shortbread on BP bummy ass."
Dude, it's crazy because your team you've made some trades, but your team really hasn't changed a whole lot. And it all of a sudden, just those weeks, I don't know, it was weird because those weeks that you were scoring those points, like it felt very Dolphins fraudulent. Like it's like, all right, this doesn't feel right. Like I don't like the roster. And then fuck, man.
Well, what's been happening on my team?
You just fucking taken off.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it to somebody. I was like, the guys I picked up on waiver wires have actually been balling. Like, even though I traded away, I had Nico Collins, who ball.
Right.
Adam Thielen off the waivers, balling. I got Jacoby in the draft for $1, but he was balling. Then I got Taysom Hill. The last 3 weeks I picked him up, and I haven't even started him. He's got me 20 plus.
Who did you trade? Who did you trade? That last receiver you just said.
Nico Collins. I traded him away to Peeler, and then he traded him to I think Braden.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, I've been balling without my studs going off in a consistent weeks. Like Tony Pollard, I think you're pretty accurate on that. He's going to be a 15, 16. Like
he's just not a number one guy. He's a fine running back. He's just not a number one fantasy running back.
I think what hurt him was we don't have another guy to give the ball to. Like I think helped him fantasy wise was giving the ball to Zeke because he was fresh. But we haven't seen that explosive burst from Tony Pollard. Like we saw it a little bit in the Eagles game. He had 2 runs where he ran for about 15, but he doesn't do that every time he touches the ball. So fantasy wise, it's hard to trade him. I can't give him away to anybody else because he is a Cowboy and it's my dog, TP, baby.
Yeah, your team's a little like Jared's where it's dependent on the Cowboys' success, but they're scoring so many points, it fucking works out.
Yeah, and ever since I got Dak, we already know. I mean, fantasy-wise, he balling. Real life, I don't know. My eyes might be lying to me. He might be average as fuck, but fantasy-wise, he got me 20, 25 plus every week. Or I had him the first 2 weeks I had him. So he's been helping.
Our little earlier than the year, and this is just me this year. Anything I say turns out completely wrong. But can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that.
You can hear my daughter screaming?
Is that my girl?
Her fucking head off? Dude, she was a fucking psycho. Her mom went to go get her nails done, and I had to be Mr. Dad which I usually crushed. You give me like 2 hours with the baby, fucking knock it out of the park. No cries. Baby. Everything's good. Today was exactly the shit that her mom be talking all the time about her. She was a brat all day. So anyways, we had an argument this year, Dak Prescott and Josh Allen. Thought it was the most insane thing. Insane. Yeah. It's looking very, very accurate. Like,
See, we just
fantasy
gotta
keeps
let it play
Josh
out,
Allen being known as like high grade. Shout out Dom for that. He said that last night. He was trying to stir me up and get me going on Josh Allen. I'm falling off of the Josh Allen is the best thing this year.
Yeah.
And Dak Prescott is shoving it up my ass. He still can't win games when you need him to, but neither can Josh.
Hey, he's winning me fantasy games, and right now, that's all I can ask for. But with Josh Allen, 6 straight games he has thrown a pick.
I know. Well, did he beat like Dak Prescott's record? Like that?
Hey, he only had.
It sounds like a record held by Dak.
Hey, chill. No, chill. Easy. But yeah.
But again, this segment is feeling yourself, and you have epitomized that. You talk that shit, but very friendly and almost condescendingly when you are going off in the GM about your team. So I'm giving you motivation, and I hope it works out, I guess. But
no, it's been working. I think Austin said it on last pod. He's like, as soon as you start feeling yourself too much is when your ass get humbled. And you see what happened to him.
I know. I think it's down to like 3 teams that can get the regular season championship, and I would definitely put your team in there because you got the record. You got 2 losses, correct?
2 losses, and then with Austin losing, I think I got enough points to go back into first. So that's nice. That's nice. That's nice to jump back up to first. We'll see tomorrow officially, but
yeah,
I think a seeding doesn't really matter, but it's always nice to have that first round bye in fantasy.
Yeah,
because your team can probably play like shit on your bye week, and then
get why Patrick Mahomes. You just got to win 3 games. That's it. And then in fantasy, you only got to win 2.
And last year I fell short like precipitation, but I'm a be back in that thing. So I think this year we got something to prove. My team got something to prove. We trying to win that ship. Like I told Peeler, we're gonna keep the trophy at the table, crew. Between me, Austin, or Tyler, You didn't
say Peeler.
Let's be honest.
It's tough to win in this league, let alone fucking repeat. So, looking at your roster, you do have the 2 tight ends. You did lose Josh Downs, and I don't know. I mean, you got Devontae back from a bye, and then Michael Thomas as plug-in options. Are you looking to do anything? I mean, you're always in the market for trades, right?
Yeah, it can never hurt. It can never hurt to get in the market. But honestly, Mike Thomas, I feel you guys. He fucking stinks. He stinks.
8 to 10 points every game, and he's a tough watch too. When you tune into the Saints games, it sucks to watch him play football.
Honestly, I'm on the verge of starting 2 fucking tight ends in my lineup, because both of my tight ends have been balling. But Mike Thomas,
Komet is hard to sit, and so is Taysom. I don't know. I don't take any advice from me, but 2 tight ends might be a good thing to do.
Yeah, and with Downs going down, no pun intended, and then Mike Thomas fucking sucks. I'll probably plug in Javonte next week. To be honest, he's been playing probably just as good or better than Tony Pollard, if he wasn't injured those 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But the Broncos, I think, are getting their mojo back, so they're looking to run the ball. Russ gonna air some shit out, but I think the Broncos they might rise up a little bit, and play some more Javonte and feed him the ball
because he got a little bit.
And then
so week 10
the last 2 weeks.
Yes, he has. He looks like the guy I wanted him to be 10 weeks ago. You played Justin this week. Justin is on an all-time skid. Well, he's only down 2 games.
Yeah,
he lost this week and then last week. But how do you feel about the matchup going into next week?
I think Justin's team is gonna be tough. I thought that shit about Mister's team. I was like, fuck. He had, who did he have before the trade?
So I was gonna ask you that. So his team was completely different. I hate it when you get a little excited about the early matchups when the clock first turns and you're like, okay, I know his team. That guy stinks. He has that bum in his lineup. And then they just make a bunch of trades, and now you're like, fuck, I didn't game plan for this.
Right. I remember when I put in the GM, I was like, y'all scared as fuck, but really, I was scared as fuck. I was like, oh fuck. I was like, sick. I thought I had a nice win, and then he traded all these guys away. I'm like, damn. I'm like, why he had to do it that week? I thought we were brothers. You know, he should have waited.
Yeah,
he should have waited to the next week. But he played. I mean, to be honest,
everybody he traded for did well. Yeah.
If Komet didn't even Dalton Schultz on his team balled. But if Komet didn't set the tempo for my team, it was looking really fucking downhill. But I think with his team, I was scared because he got some guys. He got a running back. I think what hurt him is Chase not doing anything last night. Because he was only 40 points behind me going into Sunday night.
And it looked like, it looked like it was a potential. Like, I know I was talking to him in our group message, and he was like, come on, Joey B, because that's a hell of a stack. Like, if you need 30, what did he need?
Points,
like 40 points?
35 or something
and
like that.
That's a stack that could have got it. So you were probably on your
Yeah, and I was like, shit.
toes. Yeah.
I was like, well, it was nice that Joey B and the Bengals weren't in Josh Allen where they were coming from behind, because he would have got a shit ton of points if they were trailing by 10.
That's where Josh scored all those points on the third half. I'm
just glad that they used T. Higgins last night, because if he had T. Higgins, I would have been fucked.
Hey, fantasy football is all about catching bounces. I've got to try to catch some fucking bounces tonight. We'll see if that can happen. I'm going to record tonight, so this will be hopefully dropped tomorrow. So, all right, we're at 12 minutes. I'm going to cut it down. Donald, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, appreciate you having me. Pod's always nice. I always look forward to it. You do a great job as commish. You keep us in check. We can be a wild-ass group, but, we do it because we love it, and we love each other. And I think this fantasy group it's about fantasy football, but it's about us coming together and hanging out, talking shit, friendly stuff.
League is the best.
No, I appreciate it.
Anything else you want to say about your team? You going to win it all this year?
See, you trying to put that in? No.
You're guaranteeing a championship. Is what I hear.
We gonna go back. We ain't guaranteeing shit. We not guaranteeing shit. Only thing that's guaranteed is Peeler coming in last this year, death and taxes. That's it.
Well, I fucking hope you're right, buddy. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
All right, welcome back. We have Zach starts of the week. I don't have too much this week again. People did pretty well. Adam starting Godwin over Tank Dell. Probably a move you make 9 out of 10 times. But Tank Dell did go off, and Godwin, looking against the defense they played, maybe could have done something there. Really, I just needed something to put on the sheet, boys. I also have Bijan Robinson over Foreman or Algier. At this point, dude, fool me once, shame on... God damn it. Fool me one time. What's that J. Cole lyric? I'm going to put it in here. All right. That's all I got to say. Really, Bijan's just not getting the looks, and I think you got to consider sitting him, and he won't. Good for him. All right, Week 10 matchup preview. We have myself versus Braden next week. Jalen Hurts and Kelsey are on a bye. I still can't score over 100, so if he does that, he probably has a chance to beat me. I'm going to try and give him everything I got, though. Jared and Austin. Is it a bounce-back game for Austin? Jared's on a two-game skid. He's not on a skid. I wrote this earlier. Fuck! Caught me. I didn't think I was... I knew I had a shot to lose. I just want that said. I knew it. And I did not jinx myself at all. I just was trying to do my homework early. So Jared off of a win. He also has a Patty bye, and Montgomery is back. Really, we're going to have a running back face-off. I think Jared and Austin are both going to play Lions running back, and we're going to duke it out. And I think the winner in that running back matchup is going to win the week. And then we got two juggernauts facing off with Zach and Augie. We have Tyler versus Kyle. Kyle is full strength, but terrible. And then Tyler has no Cup, no A.J. Brown, and no Tua. This is a must-win for Peeler. If he doesn't win there and I win, well, anything could happen. Like, literally, like, it's going to come down. Peeler's got me and Peeler play week 13. And week 13, I have like 4 players on a bye. Maybe that's a fucking good thing. My team is awful. Maybe it's a good thing that I have everybody on a bye, but it's not looking good, so I'm chalking week 13 up as a loss, so I need to get a win against Braden, or I have to play 2 really tough opponents the 2 weeks after that, Zach and Austin. So it's going to be a fight, and I'm going to keep fighting. Justin versus Donald. We have the hottest team in the league versus a disaster team, honestly, frankly, other than me and Peeler. But, you know, Justin's coming off 2 lowest scores this season, and things are looking rough for him. So we'll see if Justin can get it back on track versus Donald next week. And then Dakota versus Mister. We have a battle of the guys that made massive trades with each other. You know, who did better is what this matchup come down to. And Mister really needs it. It's a must-win for him, too, if he has playoff aspirations. Loser of the week. Last and final segment to end this podcast. Justin scoring 87.04 points. Braden just edging him out on Monday Night Football with Garrett Wilson getting a couple catches. He didn't score nothing, but just enough to edge out Justin. Justin had to sit there defenselessly and just take it. And take it like the little bitch that I am and that he is. And this is painful for him. I know he's down in the dumps. I expect a funny video. I'll probably get that tomorrow. I'm going to edit everything up, and I'm going to put out this podcast for you boys. Thanks for watching another episode. I appreciate everybody. Tell me to fuck off. Tell me if you hate listening to me complain about my team. I tried not to. Like, this podcast was supposed to be so different, but can't win them all, and apparently I can't win at all. So. Thank you, boys. Talk to you next week.
0.14. I watched that entire shitty-ass game between the Jets and the Chargers just to lose by 0.14. I'm sure by now my brother's been bitching about losing and how he's got it the roughest and that, he deserves all the sympathy and he got completely fucked this week, but 0.14, I never was going to beat Zach. It was never about beating Zach. If there was a week to beat Zach, it was probably this week. He didn't have CMC. He benched Puka Nacua, which was a great call by him. But, basically didn't have Puka. Gabriel Davis scored 0. Tyreek Hill was pedestrian at 12.5 points. And I lost by almost 30. I have a team I had Gabriel Davis on my team last year, and he was the hardest person to start and sit every single week. The one time you bench him, he goes off. And then when you play him, he does this. I feel like my entire team is that way. Like, I have guys that can score me nothing. And in the same week, they can give me a max of 15, which is really not very beneficial when you have a player of 7 skill positions that score 15. I mean, you're not going to break 100. I don't break 100. I don't even know how I got to 4 wins. But here we are. I feel like every week I'm in contention for bottom score. I got to make a trade, but I know me. I'm not going to make a trade. Let's be honest. So I'm just going to keep complaining maybe. And, I might see you guys next week. Who knows? Chiefs won, though. Top of the AFC. feeling pretty good about that. I'm in 5 fantasy leagues, by the way. 5 of them. I went 4-1 back-to-back weeks. The 2 losses are in this league. This league is just very, very tough. You know, the Chiefs are rolling again. Fantasy, I mean, I should be happy with a 4-1 record, but I am so miserable when I lose in this league. And like I said, I lost again. So we'll see. Back on track. There's always next week. All right, punishment time. I'm not doing another shot. You know, I'll probably become a full-blown alcoholic the way I've been losing and becoming last scorer. So I'm going to make my own little cocktail. I just got some supplies. I'm just going to whip some stuff together real quick and then just kind of pound it through. So we'll see. Hopefully this isn't, it's not meant to be funny. It's meant to be more of a punishment, really. Let's add a little bit more. All right, so we'll go milk. This is pineapple juice. Let's add a couple of that. That's going to be good flavor. Syrup. I heard my brother was mean to me in his video. Screw that guy. He's got 1 win. His team sucks. He probably won't win again. That was way too much Red Hot. That was the one I did not want to put a lot of. This is some Olive Garden sauce. Let's put a little bit more. I got some soy sauce. Who knows? Maybe this will taste delicious and it won't even be a punishment. You know? Some, what is this, lime juice? That was quite a bit. A little bit of ketchup. All right, that's too much. Oh. Give it a little stir. Looks horrible. Okay, whipped cream, bad idea. That's how we learn.